Hello and welcome back to another episode. It's been a while since we last posted anything, but Kenya Space Talk, we are still alive. We are still here to give you more information so that you can be enlightened of what is happening in space. Now today I want us to talk about space debris. I think mumesikia in Kenya today on Saturday, today actually in the morning at 7:29 a.m. until on Sunday 3:01 p.m. but the exact time, the estimated exact time is today on Saturday at 11:15 p.m. So today at night you may look outside and you might see it actually as it come burning, as it fall from the atmosphere. So hii space debris tunasikia ni nini? So space debris, these are non-functional, meaning they have spoiled, zimeharibika, artificial objects, meaning they were made by man and sent to space, which are orbiting Earth or they are re-entering Earth's atmosphere. Now that we know what are space debris, they include, let's say, three main categories. Category number one, these are dead satellites. You remember we normally launch satellites to space, including Kenya. Kenya, we launched one in 2020 known as Taifa 1. It normally monitors Kenya topography, climatic changes, or any climatical hazards that may occur. Another form of space debris, as we are launching the satellites themselves, we normally use rockets. And before Elon Musk started hii wazimu yake ya kurudisha rocket, now the pieces, the remnants, zingine zinabaki huko juu. The third type of space debris, kuna screws, spanner, an astronaut alienda kurepair, let's say the ISS, International Space Station, and let's say one of the screwdrivers or one of the screws, the spanners, they disappear kwa space. It becomes also part of the space debris. Now, what are the dangers of easy space debris? So let's first of all concentrate on the dangers they have up there. Uko tu juu zishaleta ngori. Problem number one, it comes when we are launching rockets. Remember, we don't know their trajectory. It is difficult to calculate the trajectory of all the space debris. So maybe you have calculated a safe trajectory for a launch, then all of a sudden a space debris from nowhere. And remember, they travel at a speed of 28,000 kilometers per hour in 1 hour. So you can imagine something that is traveling at that speed, alafu inakugonga. Or it can also hit the International Space Station or other satellites which are functional and which are helping us, maybe communication satellites. Now, I know you may wonder, sasa mimi nasiuko huko kwa space, hizi space debris zinanihusu na nini? Now, let's say when it re-enters the Earth's atmosphere and fails to burn up. So, number one, it can cause destruction of property. And number two, remember, these space debris zimekaa kwa space sana, and in space we don't have any atmosphere to shield them from direct sun radiation. So unapata hii space debris imeokota radiation mingi from the sun, so you expect it to have radiation contamination. Now, first of all, for just a heads up, kuna form NASA, they are giving away $3 million to anyone ata come up na idea ya ku clean the space debris uko zineziko huko kwa space. So if you have any idea, you see it can work, just email it to NASA and you can win $3 million. Kimchezo tu. Anyway, now practically, ways in which we can remove the space debris, and one of them, it's more of a science fiction. We can send robots within they can be programmed to sync together and work together, and they can collect all the space debris, but that is science fiction. But for a more practical one, I think whenever the satellites, they are being sent up there, they should include kitu kama its own destruction method. For example, a C4, wanaisunda hapo C4 ama kabom, ile design when the satellite or whatever become high function, we just explode it into smaller pieces which will burn up completely as they enter the atmosphere. Remember, in a move at very high speed, 28,000 kilometers per hour, and that speed is the one which is normally responsible for the satellites kuhang huko juu, International Space Station kuhang huko juu, call them everything you see up there. In order for it to maintain an surface, it has to move at that speed or more than that, but it depends on how closer it is to Earth. Now, let's say if a satellite is very close to planet Earth, meaning it is experiencing more gravity than the satellite that is farther from planet Earth, unaona? Therefore, hii yenye inavutwa na gravity kubwa, in order for it to maintain its orbit, it will have to move at very high speed than ile yenye iko juu. So the higher the satellite, the lower the velocity ina move nayo, because the lower the force of gravity inaifikia. Now remember, as zina launchiwa, we launch them using rockets. Now as the rocket inapanda, inaanza at zero velocity, unaona? As ina launch, inaanza kupanda due to the thrust. Remember Newton's third law of motion, every action there is equal and opposite reaction. So as inapanda, you realize the gravity inavuta hiyo rocket, inaenda ikipungua as inapanda. Therefore the thrust itatumika more of speed. So by the time inafika huko juu kwa space, it's moving at very high speed, approximately 28,000 kilometers per hour. Hiyo speed ndio inasaidia ku maintain whatever that object, be it a satellite, be it International Space Station. That high speed ndio ina maintain kwa hiyo orbit yake. So what happens when reduce speed kidogo, or let's say in case of a collision, two satellites huko juu zinaenda at a speed of 28,000 kilometers per hour, then they collide. First of all, you expect they destroy each other, and most probably they reduce the speed, or maybe the other one can increase. Now remember Newton's laws of motion. Yes, inaweza gonga, ina increase, now ina reduce. And ime reduce, if its velocity reduces, what do you expect? It's going to fall. Now when it falls as a space debris, but under which category? Satellite one. So once again, welcome back to Kenya Space Talk. Don't forget to share and subscribe, and also leave a comment or any question that you have in the comment section. Thank you.